how to spot someone you're dating who has mental illness. Okay, so if you're in a new relationship with someone, you're dating someone, you want to look out for these signs, because these signs will tell you that they have some sort of mental illness and that you should probably run. Okay, and I'm talking about borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, um, avoidant or anxious attachment. I'm talking about the things that can wreak havoc in your life. And what happens is you start falling for a person, right? And then once you're in a relationship with that person, after you've gone through the stage where you feel like you're in love with them, at that point, it's very hard to get out of that relationship. So I'm going to give you the warning signs of a person who has mental illness. And pay very close attention now to this video. It's very, very important, because you're going to learn all the warning signs there are when you're dating someone. Okay. Now, the first warning sign, everyone's nice and putting on their best face, their best persona, right? That persona, that mask when you first start dating someone. But then the true personality starts leaking out. Now, if someone wants all of your time, in other words, they don't want you to see your family, they don't want you to see your friends, they're questioning every move you make when you're not with them. That's a red flag, okay? Red, big, humongous flag that there is something wrong with that person, okay? Because a healthy person who does not have mental illness will have their own life, and they'll expect you to have your own life. And just because you're in a dating or a committed relationship, in a partnership with that person, doesn't mean that they stop the life they had before you, right? And they don't expect you to stop the life you had before them. So, if you get someone like saying, who's calling you, asking you these innocent questions. Oh, who is that on the phone? Oh, why do you have to go meet that person? Why aren't you, why can't, I want to see you tonight. Right? Stuff like that. They want all of your time, right? They're like leeches. They want to suck the blood out of you, right? They want all of your time. And they seem to have, they have only time for you. They don't have a life outside of you. So clue in, okay? Clue in when you start dating someone. What kind of life do they have? Do they have family? Do they have friends? Do they have hobbies? Do they have interests, right? If they don't have any kind of a life, they're going to put all their eggs into your basket and expect you to be that one size fits all, right? And they're going to be obsessive, and they're going to try to take control of you. So when you start dating someone, ask them what their interests are. What do they do besides work, right? Do they go out with friends? What are their hobbies? Be very wary of someone that doesn't have any outside interests, right? And who's always available 24/7. As soon as you call them, yep, I'm ready. On the dime. They're always available. That person, run from. Because that person is going to try to take over your life, because that person doesn't have a life. And why doesn't that person have a life? Because that person has a mental illness that other people run from, right? And it's a person who has borderline personality often wants to control you and take over you and don't want you to have a life outside of them. You know why? Because I'm a borderline. Because I'm so scared that you'll find other people interesting. If you go out with your friends and see another girl, I'm afraid that, you'll be interested in her and dump me. You see, this borderlines are so scared. And the narcissistic thinks that, you wouldn't want any to do anything else but them because they're so like egotistical and wrapped up in themselves and think that, baby, like I'm all you got. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. Why would you want to do anything else but be with me? No matter what mental illness it is, it's clear it's a big red flag and it's going to ruin your life if that person doesn't have outside interests and wants to take all of your time. So be on guard for that. Another thing to be on guard of, someone who has mental illness, is someone that doesn't take care of themselves. Okay, look out for that. Look at the way they dress. Look at how their hygiene is, okay? Look at when you go visit them, their house. Is their house a pigsty? Is their hygiene poor? I mean, in the beginning, they'll put on, I dated this one guy who, he didn't use soap and he didn't use deodorant, okay? What he did was, he'd wash his hair. He would never wash his body. I kid you not! People probably won't believe this. But he got in the shower, washed his hair. He always looked clean. But when I got intimate with him, okay, because he didn't use soap. He just washed his hair. Imagine you going in the shower, washing your hair every day. You don't wash your body. You don't use soap, and you don't use deodorant. Now, when I told him, like I smell something musty off of him, you know what he did? He started putting on cologne to mask the smell of the BO. And cologne does not mask body odor. It just makes it more nauseating, okay? It doesn't mask it. When something smells, if a skunk sprayed you and you go put cologne on, do you think that's going to work? No, it isn't going to work. It's going to make it even worse, really. It's going to be this sweet, nauseating, musty, ugh. But see how that person takes care of themselves, okay? Look at their nails. Okay, they don't have to be me. I mean, I do my nails all the time. But just look at things, Observe. Observe their home environment, whether they live in an apartment, whatever they live. Observe it. Are there trashes? Is a trash can filled to the top? Are there tons of dishes in their sink? How do they take care of themselves, right? Because let me tell you something. If a person doesn't take care of themselves, they sure ain't hell gonna take care of you in a relationship. Okay, another thing is, do they talk about themselves nonstop? Anytime you try to bring up something, I had a boyfriend once who did that. Always talked about himself nonstop. Didn't ask me one question about myself. Be very wary if you're with someone and they don't ask you anything about yourself. They're only talking about their selves and their feelings, right? They don't inquire anything about you. Another red flag of a narcissistic. They never, in the beginning they might be interested, but watch out long term if you see them only talking about themselves, because the true colors will eventually unravel. No one can keep the facade, right? It starts cracking. The veneer starts chipping. Just like plated gold, okay? If I have a 14 karat gold band, right? This is 14 karat gold. I've had this for like over 35 years. This is solid 14 karat gold. This never chips because it's solid. It's real gold. Now, I've had phony plated gold rings that maybe cost like $10 or something. Sooner or later, from a daily activity, from washing the dishes or something, it starts chipping. All that plated gold starts chipping. And what am I left with? A band of rust. That's right. If something isn't real, it's going to rust. All the plating is going to crack and chip off. So that's what you need to watch out for, that artificial plating. And someone who has a mental illness will only be wrapped up in themselves. That's narcissistic. That's a narcissistic person. All they want to do is talk about them, right? You can have it as a girl, a friend, a platonic friend can be like that. A romantic partner can be like that. All they do is talk about themselves. They don't, or a girlfriend who only calls you when she's having trouble, right? I've had so many all my girlfriends are like that. That's why I don't have any friends anymore, because they only call me. Now, if I couldn't call them. If I started talking about what was on my mind, you know what my best friend said? I'll let you go. Another girlfriend said, oh, my soap opera's on. You see? But when they had trouble, they called me, and they called me at work. One girlfriend even came to me when I was on the job. Can you imagine? I'm working. I'm on the clock. Really. It doesn't get worse than that. Eyes wide open. Also, another thing is, don't get involved with someone who already has a plate full of problems. Now, be very careful of this. I know everyone has problems, right? But be very wary. A person with mental illness will have a plate full of problems because they cannot deal with life. So watch out for someone who has an excess load of problems. Didn't I tell you in another video this? Oh, I did tell you it. I did. I said a friend in need is not a friend indeed. If your so-called person you're dating or friend or whatever has an excess load of problems of baggage, that's the word. Run, okay? Run. Look out for that excess baggage, because that's another sign of mental illness, okay? So what did I tell you? Look out. Are the person is a person taking care of themselves? Are they taking care of their house? Do they have outside interests other than you? If you don't see them, on Saturdays I go to yoga. On Fridays I go out with my girlfriends for a drink. That's a healthy person. A person who is available 24/7 anytime you call and don't have any outside interests, run, because that person's going to manipulate and try to control you. Let's see. What else is there to look out for when you're dating? Look out for how other people are in that person's life. If that person has no one else in their life and they're telling you everyone else is trash, right? If they're saying, oh, well, my husband's an idiot, my ex-husband's an idiot, this person's a jerk, and they're trashing everyone, they don't have anything good to say. They don't have anything positive to say about anyone or anything. I'm not telling you to date a Pollyanna who, I'm saying if you're dating someone and all they seem to do is talk negative about other people or other things, their work, oh, I hate my job. Oh, they always take advantage of me there. I have to do all the work. I have to do this person's work and that person's work. If all they're spewing out to you is just how bad life is, how bad everyone treats them, red flag, run. They have a mental health issue. It's like, and it could be schizophrenia too. If the world is out to get you, I don't trust this person, I don't trust that, then sooner or later they're not going to trust you. Let me see your phone. Where were you? I called you 2 minutes ago. Why didn't you text me back? How come you didn't call me back? I just called you a minute ago. Why didn't you call me back? Where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? Watch out for that. A person who doesn't trust people, who tells you, oh, this person did this, or my job is this, and they're talking trash about everyone, and they don't trust anyone, they're not going to trust you either. Okay, don't kid yourself. They're not going to trust you. A healthy person with good mental health trusts people. Okay? They have a life outside of you. They take care of themselves. These are all big red flags that I wish, I really wish that I had paid close attention to. Watch how they deal with situations too. Okay? Another key factor. Watch when you're dating them how they deal with situations. How well do they tolerate stress? Okay? If you're standing in line with them, like you're checking out, do they keep complaining? Or when they're driving, That they say, oh, this idiot's going like 2 miles an hour, this friggin' old man, you know. Watch that, okay? Watch how they react to situations around them. Watch their tolerance level. How tolerant are they of everyday life occurrences like long lines in the store, right? Traffic on the highway. Or if you had to cancel, like, oh shit, I got a headache. I don't feel so good tonight. I got to cancel our date, Watch how they respond to that. Did they say, oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. All right, call me when you feel better and we'll go out. Or did they say, so what? A little headache? Take an aspirin. Why can't you see me? I'm going to be alone tonight, Saturday night. I want to... Watch how they respond to those little things, okay? Because a mentally healthy person won't have a problem. Adaptable. How adaptable are they? Mentally healthy people can adapt to situations that life throws them. People with mental health problems cannot adapt. They're not adaptable. Everything has to go just so, okay? And it has to go their way, too. Watch out for that. If things don't go their way, oh boy. You have to see these signs because they're all out there. I only wish that I knew this stuff before, I only wish that I knew, I had a clear, because I did have a clear lens, but I wasn't looking through it, you see? I wasn't looking through it when my best friend was trashing all her other friends, When she told me that her friend drove all the way up from Texas to Massachusetts to hold her hand when her mother was dying. But then when her friend needed her, she couldn't be bothered. This was a friend that she blocked on Facebook because she was so jealous of her. Watch out for jealous people. Another, mentally unstable people are always jealous. Okay? A mentally healthy person isn't jealous. You know what? They're happy for other people's happiness. But a mentally unhealthy person is never happy for someone's. They want to bring everybody down. Okay? So watch out for that. If you see jealousy, if someone is jealous of their girlfriend or their... I had a friend who had nothing to do with her daughter because she was jealous of her daughter because this daughter put herself through a bachelor degree. This girl only had a high school diploma. Her daughter bought a house. She never bought a house. Her daughter got married. This girl was divorced, my friend. Her daughter reached out to her and wanted to connect with her and invite her to her wedding. My friend didn't want nothing to do with her because she was insanely jealous. You know what she said to me? She said she just wants to rub it in my face because I didn't buy a house and I don't have a bachelor's degree. Can you believe being jealous of your own child? Big red flag. Big red flag. What? Say what? I'm only happy that my son got 2 bachelor's degrees and he wants to go on for a doctorate degree. I'll be happy if he buys his own home. He hasn't yet. I'm not going to be jealous. Are you kidding me? I want the best for my child. So that's another big flag, jealousy, okay? So all I'm trying to say is, if you can head this off by being careful in the beginning of a relationship before you start falling, because it's very hard, right? Once we start falling in love for someone, then it's kind of too late sometimes. We overlook a lot of things. So keep those eyes wide open when you start dating someone and watch out for these signs so you can pull yourself out before you get too far in, right? Don't ever get into something that you can't get out of. And believe me, okay, with mentally sick people, especially borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, once you're in with them, it's very hard to get rid of them. A lot of them stalk you. I kid you not. You need court orders. They'll stalk you. They think they own you.